just thinking about it now and looking at the situation now, I begin to want, does activism have expiry date?
Let me intervene.
Thank you, sir.
And I will tell you, with benefit of experience and history, Oshiomole was never an activist. You can go and check this out anyway. And I will send you, after this show, a press conference we did in 1992 or so, where Oshiomole and a guy named Pascal Bafia, he was a former NLC president, had a deal with Babangida to increase fuel price and supported it.
In 1992?
Yes, I did a press conference where we named him as the enemy of students. What? Because of what he did when they first started this whole fuel increase. Oshiomole was part of it. Oshiomole was never part of the pro-democracy movement. He was one of the few labor leaders during Abacha's time who was living in Abuja when all the activists had run away from this country. And I've said this several times. What Oshiomole was doing at the period you are describing is what we call organized outrage. You go and meet Obasanjo, Baba, increase the fuel price, we will fight small. You will come put them back to the place where it's supposed to be. You are happy, I'm happy. That was what Oshiomole was doing. And I've said this openly, but since you have greater reach, he can challenge me that I said, and I will send you a copy of the press release and press conference, not even press.
The conference itself.
We sat at the press conference, invited the press, because that's how we communicated during our days. We did a lot of world press conferences, and we went after them. In fact, when Abiola's election was annulled, part of the places the students invaded was the NLC secretariat at Yaba, because they were in bed with the military. Pascal Bafia and Oshiomole, they were the labor leader. He didn't start today with this Oshiomole you are saying. They have been doing labor leadership for a long, long time. So they were the part of the labor movement that sold out. Kokori, who was in Pengassan and
Frank Kokori.
Yes, they were the original people in labor who really shut down the country, and they were arrested and kept in detention. Look, I think Kokori was released after Abacha died. Ask why nobody arrested and detained Oshiomole. Even small me at that time, I was going in and out of detention, including by DSS. If they detained him, it must have been an arranged detention.
But you get one video when they tear gas ammo under Obasanjo.
And that's why I say organized outrage now. You can arrange police to tear gas
you.
Yes. Wow. They can arrange police to tear gas you now. But that was under, we are talking about serious fight against military.
So the one you just said now that is scattering my head now. Because I'm now trying to marry it. Because think.
So we have activists for a reason.
Activists for a season. Activists for a reason and activists for a season.
You mentioned earlier that he was the most prominent. He wasn't. The most prominent labor leader in Nigeria is Michael Imodu. And he was one of the people first in Nigeria's history to be restricted to a city by the colonial masters, Auchi. The second person to be restricted to a city was Obafemi Awolowo, Lekki. Not this Lekki where you people are. There's still a real Lekki after Dangote refinery. Yes, that's where the real Lekki is a real Lekki town. Is after Dangote refinery.
Not the face one here.
Not the faces you have here. And then the third person, of course, was myself in 2019 when I was restricted to Abuja for 3 years. So when you are talking about real labor leaders, don't mention Oshiomole.
What of Joe Ajero?
It is a secret within our circles that everybody knows Oshiomole, to be Agaracha labor leader.
What of this Joe Ajero now?
Well, Joe Ajero, as far as I have seen, doesn't seem to have a problem with the government. I think it's the government that even have a problem with his little activism. And I've told him that we need to know who is after who. Because how can you be labor leader in this period and the government is comfortable with you? You understand? You can't even do a strike for more than 1 day. I attended one of their strike. It was supposed to be for 2 days. The middle of the first day, they have disappeared on us. The second day, they didn't even bother to tell us. And so since that time, I have respected myself, So because, anytime where you see activists for Abuja, we get business card, they run.
Activists will get business card.
So just pack it.
So wait, I want to understand something.
Activists will get Abuja, we get business card.
So what you're trying to tell me now is this Joe Ajaero that is shouting, why do you increase fuel price?
You must revert.
Immediately.
So it's government that is even telling me, Baba, come. They strike.
Yeah, exactly. No, if they want to strike, it is the government that you will see in their action. Any strike that you do by 12 noon, you're always inside the villa. You understand? It's like, did you even plan to be? Were you in the villa when the strike started? Because the next day they're already in the villa. Look at
tickets.
Yes, I don't understand those kind of strike. In the days of real labor leadership, when labor leaders organize strike that is going to hurt the government, they disappear. They go underground. You can't find them. Yes, in our days, some of the labor leaders that we used to work with. Do you know where we used to hold meetings? At Oshiomole, there's a place called 42nd Avenue. At Oshiomole. At night, it's a red light district. Now there where would they hold meeting because police no fit suspect say
that kind of thing that happened there.
Because at that time they don't already arrest Bear, call them, Ghanaian, then they don't raid in chambers, kill they shot one of his guards. So nobody was going to any of those official places to guard. In fact, the day Abacha died, we were in a meeting with a guy called Zikirulai. And Zik is what we call him. And somebody just said, go and listen to VOA or it was VOA or BBC that Abacha has died. We said no. Only to go out and see jubilation. Policemen flinging their berets from that Western Avenue police station. I think it's area A on the street. It's the first time and last time I hugged police for Lagos. Everybody was, and I was asking, but why now they shoot us now? We said, what do we do? But that's another story for another day.
I want to. I want to ask, sorry, husband. I want to ask you. This person now organized outrage, this, that. Who can you say, or which people can you say in this government? Because let's say in the next elections you come out and you win, who can you actually work with the people? I mean, you can't avoid them, you can't throw them away. Who can you actually, or which people can you actually say, okay, I can work with this person, I can work with this one, oh, this one is nice.
Very dark man is organizing this thing.
No, you see, it is not as simple as that. The people that you can work with are there. And a lot of them are underground as well. There are a lot of young people in this country who are conscious, by the way. But the prevailing circumstances is such that a lot of people cannot even come out and function. There are people in the diaspora who you can work with. If this country starts to function just a little bit, just like Ghana, a lot of people will return back home. All this one where
I agree.
They don't already japa, they go japa because even japa itself is trauma that people had not anticipated. A lot of people who left this country didn't know what they were going for. Now they have reached that destination. It's not the destination. Nigeria is the only place, being abroad is not a define. You are just a glorified stranger.
But the rather still will be there than still.
Yes, but you prefer to be there because at least it gives you a sense of dignity as a human being that your country has robbed you of.